All right, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day 19 of our favorite rock guitar teams of all time. That's right, we're counting down our top 31 because, of course, we got 31 days in October. And like I said, we have arrived at day 19. This particular guitar duo worked really, really well together for many years until one of them decided to kind of move on to other things. The other guy is still killing it with this band today, but we're not talking about him solo. We're talking about the two of them, and I'm kind of giving it away with the shirt that I'm wearing today. The pick for today is none other than Kansas, Rich Williams, and Kerry Livgren, starting off with their self-titled debut album in the mid-70s, right? This is, or maybe not quite mid-70s, right? 1974, not quite mid-70s, still technically early 70s. U.S. prog rock pioneers, right? Because at the time, most of the prog rock was coming from Europe, mostly the UK, Italy, Germany, France, Spain, right? But here in the States, we kind of were a little late to the game, but the guys in Kansas, a bunch of dudes from the heartland were like, hey, we like these Gentle Giants and Yeses and Genesises and King Crimsons, and we can do stuff like that. We're not British, but we can do stuff like that, and they did. And released a bunch of really great albums that contain some very, very excellent guitar and keyboard work. Because, of course, Rich Williams just a guitar player, right? And a immense guitar player with the big beefy tone, right? Creator of great riffs, sizzling solos. And Kerry Livgren, another guy who could create great riffs and flashy solos. And he played some mean keyboards as well. He also, because he kind of doubled up in this band, not only writing songs, but he also played, rhythm guitar, lead guitar, acoustic guitar, and synthesizers and Hammond organ and all that kind of stuff alongside the great Steve Walsh. So Mr. Livgren, not only when he was duking it out with Rich Williams on stage with the dueling guitars, but there were times where he was, doing all the crazy Moog synthesizer stuff alongside Rich Williams on guitar. So they made a really, really great, great duo, whether they're doing these big long proggy epics or whether they were just rocking out, because Kansas could rock out quite a bit. And again, all the classic albums featuring these two, I pulled out some of my favorites. I mean, here you've got Lonely Wind, Balexis, Journey from Mariabron, Apricot, Death of Mother Nature Suite, which I absolutely adore. So good. Of course, then they came out and did it again not long after with the great Song for America album with the amazing title track, right? You got Lamplight Symphony, Devil Game, Incomodro, Hymn to the Atman, just classic U.S. 70s prog. Of course, the great Mask album. Sweet Child of Innocence. What a killer song. Icarus, Born on Wings of Steel. Mysteries and Mayhem. Great stuff here. And then, of course, there are two, drop-dead blockbuster albums, Left Overture. Of course, with the amazing Carry On Wayward Son. Okay, there's a great example of some great guitar work going back and forth, right? The Wall, Miracles Out of Nowhere, Cheyenne Anthem, Magnum Opus, great stuff. Point of No Return, even bigger album for them. The classic title track, you got the incredible acoustic guitar stylings of Dust in the Wind. You've got Paradox, The Spider, Portrait He Knew, Closet Chronicles, so many other, great songs. Rockin' album, but lots of good hooks on this album as well. Sparks of the Tempest, Lightning's Hand. Then you throw Robbie Steinhardt into the mix and you've got all these great soloists in this band, right? I mean, this is turning into an episode of just all the great soloists, not just the two guitar players, but man, it's like you got the lead violin, you got the synthesizer and the organ, you got the two guitars. I mean, it's just crazy stuff. But man, a lot of it's funny when you and again, that's probably one of the reasons why that Kansas aren't always looked at as the great guitar band that they always have been, because you've got all these other elements, right, that all vie for attention here. You've got, the keyboards and the violin and the guitars, and it's like, so they don't come across as an overtly, blazing guitar-oriented band. But actually, when you go and listen to the music of Kansas, there's tons of guitar. And these two guys created some really, really good shit. Monolith, probably the last of the real classic albums from them. although the most recent ones are really great as well. But, and you can argue Audio Visions, which I like quite a bit. And, of course, some of those other 80s albums, Final Confessions, Power, those are very, very good as well. Here on the other side, People of the South Wind, Angels Have Fallen, How My Soul Cries Out For You. Man, Stay Out of Trouble. It's great stuff. Great stuff. I really dig Kansas quite a bit, as I'm sure most of you know. But, it's just a shame that we never got, we had a kind of a reunion with Kerry Livgren back in the, when was that? Somewhere Elsewhere album. Was that like late 90s, early 2000s? I forget exactly when that came out. But yeah, otherwise, Kerry has basically just kind of, he did the Protocol thing for a while, and he's done some solo albums. But, he basically moved on, a very spiritual guy, and decided that he had had enough in Kansas, the mid-'80s. And he split. Steve Morse came in, and that's a story for another day. But, yeah, to me, these are the quintessential classic Kansas albums, and Rich Williams and Kerry Livgren are all over these, and what a guitar duo, Probably, I think, out of a lot of the ones that are on my list this month, those are the two that may not always come to mind for people, but kind of underrated, I think. I mean, most people in the know are well aware of their talents together, but I think the grand scheme of things, you don't hear the guys in Kansas talked about too much as far as like great guitar teams. But that's my pick for today. The great band Kansas, Kerry Livgren, Rich Williams, amazing players. Playing a variety of different guitars and whatnot. Washburns and Les Pauls and things, and great stuff. So thanks for watching, everybody. Let us know what you think of Livgren and Williams in the comments below. And also list your pick for day 19. And visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And click on that notification bell. And click the like button before you leave. Very, very important. Every time you come onto SOT to hit that like button. I know it sounds kind of weird. And I may sound like a broken record. But it really helps. The more like buttons that are clicked, the more YouTube is prone to push our videos here into the algorithm to get new subscribers and new views and all that sort of thing. So it may seem like kind of ridiculous, but it's the way it works, right? So thanks for watching. See you tomorrow morning with another of my favorite and your favorites guitar teams in rock history. And stay tuned. We've got lots of new reviews coming at you today. All sorts of good stuff. So stay tuned and make sure you check them all out, because being exposed to new music is what it's all about. That's why we do this here, right? So thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow morning with another guitar team. I am Pete Pardo. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.